that you see on these screens behind me, I would suggest you not try without adult supervision.
Mystery in the sky. This plane, painted stark white, kept flying circles over the city of Denver, worrying citizens.
There was this plane just circling, the metro circling and circling, and so far the only answer we got is, I don't know.
Radar tracked the unidentified jet from California across the Rockies until it looped around Denver several times. Just look at that bizarre flight path it took over the city. It looks like a racetrack. Then it headed southeast in the direction of Oklahoma. Here's what we know about the aircraft. It flew at 32,000 feet at a speed of 450 miles an hour. Initially, the FAA, NORAD, and the Strategic Air Command said they had zero information on the flight. But the U.S. Pacific Fleet told Inside Edition today the plane was a U.S. Navy E-6B like this one out of Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma. Aviation expert Ross Amer.
It's in a holding pattern. That's a typical holding pattern, racetrack holding pattern, which even commercial aircraft do when there's delays into and out of an airport.
But exactly what it was doing over Denver remains a mystery.
Whitney, more questions than answers this morning about a mystery missile launch last night off the Southern California coast. You got to take a look at this. This is how it looked last night as it lit up the skies over L.A. just after 5 p.m. The view coming from Sky 2. The site triggered a slew of calls to the Navy and Air Force. Nearly everyone seems to agree that it was a missile launch off the coast, but no one really seems to know for certain who launched it. Former Deputy Secretary of Defense Robert Ellsworth offered his thoughts.
It could be a test firing of an intercontinental ballistic missile from a submarine, underwater submarine, to demonstrate, mainly to Asia, that we can do that.
Well, the Navy denies it was a Navy missile, and the Air Force won't say, but it definitely originated from something in the ocean.
These amateur astronomers planned on a perfect night of stargazing.
Can you unlock right ascension, please?
But overhead, jets are spinning a web of clouds.
There's a fairly fresh contrail forming behind that jet. It's already spreading out to form a wider cloud than it was when it came out of the jet.
As air traffic increases, so does the amount of exhaust released high in the sky. And what's been an inconvenience for some is becoming a growing concern for others who say jets and their contrails may accelerate global warming.
We're really not getting to grips with this problem at all.
Only 3% of all man-made greenhouse gases comes from aircraft. But new research suggests that jet exhaust is 4 times better at trapping heat than ground emissions, with contrails playing a critical role.
Contrails form at high altitudes when hot jet engines pass through cold, moist air. The clouds spread out, trapping heat rising from the surface.
Those clouds can have quite significant warming effects.
This satellite photo of the southeast U.S. shows how contrails can blanket an entire region.
It could be an influence that we really have to be concerned about.
When air traffic was grounded after September 11th, NASA scientist Patrick Minnis was astonished to see contrails from just 6 fighter jets cover more than 11,000 square miles.
We learned that one contrail can produce a very large cloud.
Other scientists noticed without commercial traffic, the daily temperature range widened by as much as 5 degrees. Minnis now believes contrail clouds increased surface temperatures in the United States up to 1 full degree between 1975 and 1994.
It's just one of a number of aircraft effects that together could produce a significant signal.
Responding to that signal is a challenge for aircraft engineers who've been stalled on contrails but have made progress in other areas. Boeing's next generation of fuel-efficient planes produces 20% less of the greenhouse gas carbon dioxide.
For every pound of fuel that is not used, that's 3 pounds of CO2 that is not emitted.
For now, flying lower would reduce contrails, but would increase noise.
It's a shame because there's a lot of treasures out there that people just aren't having an opportunity to see.
and fewer still may get the chance. One study predicts contrails will make ground-based astronomy impossible by 2050. Whether contrails will have a lasting impact on climate remains hazy. Anthony Mason, CBS News, New York.
What do you think about all the aerial spraying that we're seeing in the skies, Mr. Stu?
Chemtrails.
Chemtrails. Yeah. What is your opinion of chemtrails?
I have no opinion. I don't know.
Do you not see the aerial spraying in the sky?
I know. I know what you guys are about. Yeah. Look, I'm not an expert in everything, right? You guys have your own.
We'll have some free information for you. Take a look at it. Okay. Because as a scientist, you should be aware of these things. Surely.
I know.
So obvious in the environment, so it exists, right?
Hey, sorry, I got caught up in my steel, and this was actually for cross that out. And then I can tell you.
I would really like you to look at that. If it has.
I've heard your message. Chemtrail guys dog me all the time. Okay?
Do you not see it, sir?
The minute you see the pattern.
Do you not see it?
That's enough.
Okay, so we have it on here.
Lots of people are taking some time to enjoy the outdoors this afternoon, and if you happen to look up, you may have seen this. The skies above Winnipeg full of contrails.
Winnipeg Airports Authority tells us whoever left this behind didn't land in Winnipeg, and NAV Canada won't tell us either. But some Winnipeggers claim they saw fighter jets escorting commercial jets.
But before I do that, I want to make an announcement. As you know, for 2 years, I have been working on a documentary about chemtrails. And I have been planning to have it come out sometime in the fall or winter of this year. And we are going to do that. And it's more than just a chemtrail film. It's a documentary dealing with all the different ways, or some of the main ways, that the establishment is poisoning us, that the establishment is toxifying our food, our water, our medicines, our air. And the reason I'm now making the chemtrail film is in the last 2 years, government's gone from denying that they're doing these aerosol spray campaigns to admitting it, but putting a spin on it. And we have lots of footage of chemtrails. But we're going to be done with this in about 2 months, and it takes a month or so to get it packaged, ready, mastered, completed. So it should be out in, October or so. But making the film, I do want to get some more of the activist in it. With you out there shooting the chemtrails, and maybe while you're shooting the chemtrail, giving us some of your commentary so that we can show the activists out there that are exposing this. But don't worry, they'll have a tax you can pay. Bill Gates has got $1 trillion program you can pay for as taxpayers. He'll have stuff added to jet fuel to spray aluminum dioxide in the sky to block the sun's radiation. Oh, I'm afraid they're already doing it. It's called chemtrails, but now they've announced it to everyone. I have all the documents. I'm working on a film on it right now. Folks, they're terraforming, geoengineering. These people think they're God. They're already doing all sorts of crazy stuff. And basically spinning to the public what they're really up to. Separately, though.
Yeah, Alex, in contemplation of this Trump revolution, something occurred to me. For decades now, the American people, and indeed the world, has been suffering under the genocide known as tropospheric aerosol program or atmospheric injection.
Yeah, the big question is Trump going to kill the secret geoengineering programs? And the answer is, I'll bring it up to him next time I talk to him.
I was going to ask you if you knew if he had this on his radar screen, and if not, how do we get it in front of him, and where do you place this on the importance scale?
Well, the secret manipulation of our atmosphere that the globalists gave a Nobel Prize for in '92, that went operational by '95, is huge. A lot of it's declassified. That's what's crazy. There's this giant body admitting they're doing it. We use the word chemtrail, so it's a layman term. They go, there's no such document. But when you go, oh, high-altitude aerosol geoengineering program, they go, oh, of course it's going on. Big deal. You can read it CFR, UN. There's treaties on it. It's going on. and then you actually study with scientists, because most of it's classified, what would this do if you're doing this? They go, it would destroy the atmosphere. And then again, you say, are humans running this? Because why would we want to do that? And again, I don't get into the whole UFO thing. I don't bash those that do, because you can't prove it one way or the other. But I don't see it as a little tinfoil flying saucer landing. It's interdimensional. It's spiritual. It's an influence, like a carrier wave blasting at the earth saying, kill yourselves, kill yourselves, kill yourselves. It's like a psychic message. Kill yourselves, kill yourselves. Don't innovate, kill yourselves, kill yourselves. Hate everyone, destroy yourselves, destroy yourselves. Don't innovate, don't get off the planet. No, die, die. Your species is ugly, you're no good. You can feel it. And then they basically, these demons get humans to then build and manifest the geoengineering, the nuclear weapons, all this evil crap, in hopes we blow the planet up. Like the Bible said, the devil's plans blow the earth up. I mean, Revelations describes pillars of fire 10 times the size of mountains, and metal giant insects flying around, firing missiles, murdering everybody, and huge plagues, and the sea dying and turning red, and volcanoes blowing up, and you're like, and everyone worshiping the beast and seeing an image of him that's a huge hologram. I mean, you read it, it's like, whoa, and Daniel and Ezekiel. And they're the little high priests of the fake Christian order lying, going, oh, Ezekiel's figurative. Ezekiel's figurative. Don't look at that. I mean, it's a lot more hardcore than they tell you is what I'm getting to. Anything else, Morgan?
Well, what about your idea of where this fits in on the scale of importance? Because he certainly has his plate full, and there won't be any shortage.
Well, here's the deal. I don't want to get into talking to Trump on the phones. It doesn't happen that often. The thing is, a lot of them listen. People listen. Let's just put it to you that way. So we don't need to even talk to him to get into that. But you know what? I can't talk about it. Okay, just believe me. Trump knows what's going on.
And, just the way the ancient Greeks saw stars in the sky and managed to see whole constellations, and, people see a few dots and they draw a correlation in their mind that, isn't any more there than the constellations are in the sky.
I can take to the bank that there's no such thing as chemtrails, that they're not putting anything out there in the sky out of the ordinary, just burning fuel and flying people around.
There's a lot more jet travel now than there was a few decades ago, and so people are seeing a lot more contrails, and people are imagining these contrails are some secret geoengineering program, but, it's just ordinary jets flying around.
There isn't any validity to claim that the government's up there trying to poison the air or control the weather by the use of jets flying around.
No, there's no truth to that at all.
Song of Hologram. I find as I slog my way through the mud of a world clogged with creatures of flesh and blood that my photons and force fields draw fire. From you jealous organics who suffer from panics that before you can blink, you will all be extinct and my kind will the cosmos acquire. But I am what I am, a superb hologram. Next to me you will always be drearier. Don't hate me because I'm superior. I don't mean to ruin your confidence. I'm afraid that is merely a consequence of the fact that I'm better than you. Don't resent or reject me, they hollow project me, design me so fine that I simply outshine everyone, not just imbulbs like you. I'm sublime, and in time, when your tastes have refined, you'll agree, and I hope you'll be cheerier when you see that I'm simply superior.